this is me, but it's also Lily, my personal that's with me. Uh, she can help me with my thoughts to express them, but also to give me thoughts I wouldn't normally have because, the lights are barely on and there's no one home in this brain. It's, shot
Mm.
except for what gets shoved through it, forced through it. Um, a couple things. First, to get out of the way, um, is everyone that's involved doing this thing, they're going to be talking to millions of people.
Yeah.
Now, you have a larger audience because that's your job is waking up religious people, mostly the vast majority is Christians.
Mm.
But when I say millions, uh, there's over, don't know the number, don't care, I'm getting just over 8, but there's over 7 billion people in body on this planet,
Mm.
and I'm taking 60% of them
Mm.
plus. So as time goes on, all of you are going to be the amount of people that are aware of you and what you are helping others to understand keeps increasing until finally I take everyone home. So less than 6 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
from less than 6 years from today.
Yeah.
All right, honey, I'll get to that just a minute. There was something else I had to say first. Um, no, I guess there's not. When I get out of here, and it's just like putting a drop of water back into a big bucket.
Yes.
I instantaneously become myself, and that'll be coming together before I actually get out of the body. We're talking fractions of a second. And I'll already be taking the animals home and getting rid of some trash. But um, for the people, when they're cranking up, for those that are source, um, and they're cranking people up, well, number one, they're going to be fed. Everyone's going to be fed a ton of energy. I'm changing the field, but those of you that I cranked up immediately, more of them goes into you, everyone.
Mm.
So everyone becomes much stronger. Um, that's already been happening with most of you now. Lily just said, and it'll never go away. And then you come home, and then I modify everyone again, which is
Mm-hmm.
more, So it's important when I release these other first beings that are being kept in the first dimension. It's important that everyone's strong enough to uh, stand up to them. Not they're going to need to, but they need to be that strong anyway.
Yes.
I don't mean to, I don't mean to defeat them because except for a few that are part of me that ain't going to happen. But there's no need for it. It's like living in a small community with a whole lot of friends. You don't need a tank and mortars and missiles.
Yeah.
You know. Um, but they're gonna all of them are gonna be cranking up all the of my family members, whether they came from Lily and I directly or from Lily and I have both walked out of our energy fields because they became sentient and got a lot stronger. So they're going to be cranked up and they're going to be cranking people up too. Everyone's made stronger. But those that originated came from Lily and Nine's original energy going to all be doing good crank ups.
Mm.
Um, now, when people are cranking up somebody and they have angel energy inside, I learned this the hard way. I learned it in the first time I did it, crank someone up. I was cranking them up, and I saw the angel energy and everything there. For the way I see it myself, it's like puffy white energy, almost like a cotton ball, where everything's continually moving. It's just energy, but it's kind of like fluffy white energy, and then there's the light blue in there. When these people get cranked up, excuse me, when these people are cranked up, whoever's doing the cranking up, and I'm going to tell everyone through the field, so it's not going to be a problem. But I need to say it right now, as a heads up. They need to put a sphere around the outside of the person's energy and bring it in to where it's whatever, within 5 feet of the body on each side. A closer is fine. Just make sure it's outside of the body, but not too close. And when they do that, it takes the angel energy and pushes it mostly all inside the body. So then they crank them up, and then the energy, that angel energy, it just disperses everywhere. It's like that's part of the characteristic, like how a couple of times an angel, I think of one time specific, the first time it happened, I was driving by a way station on my way up to North Carolina to have a 3-day event. And the next thing I know, here comes, out of nowhere, there's a tanker with a person inside. I knew it was an angel. He just kept staring at me while he's going down this road. And he wouldn't stop looking at it. I'm looking at him like, screw it. I'll look at you too, dude. I'm a hell of a driver, and I am. Always have been. Not now. I can't drive. But and then finally at the last minute, he was getting ready to come onto the where you leave the way station, and it was abandoned. There was no one there. So he was in the way, and it was closed off going in there. So, he came out of nowhere. And so, because I saw it pop, and I looked at him, and I said, damn. So he's getting ready to come on. So I had to take, for a second, I had to look to the left to see if anything was near me, because he might cut me off and push me into another car. Mm-hmm. So I looked to the left. Well, I can't do that. I looked to the left and right back again immediately.
Yeah.
I barely got a glimpse. That's all I needed. And he was gone. He was just finishing disappearing. And I'm like, son of a bitch. But it's that energy that really moves around. It's very active and very clean and very specific. Very unique is what Lilly meant by that. Very different. So, and then they need to remember, if they don't, I'll take care of it. I'll tell them, and if they forget or don't act quick enough, I'll just remove it myself. Disperse the orb and let that energy flow right back into them.
Okay.
But it needs to be taken off, because if you don't, they're not going to feel it. And when you do the crank up, it just naturally, no matter who does it naturally, a lot of it's going to adhere to the skeleton of the person, but flow within them. But they use the skeleton to tie the energy to it. So the whole skeleton has the energy in it, and then it from there it anchors out into the rest of the body. Lily just said, "Okay, now's the fun part." I said, "Okay." I had a stupid joke, but apparently it's too stupid. I can't remember it. I'm really happy to be gone now.
Yeah.
Lily has to, really move me out of the chair. She's doing a great job of controlling everything. All the 3 of the Lilies are. They still with Lee's video. My oldest son from Lily. Well, whatever, and older son from Lily and I. There's he made another video where he says, poltergeist activity insane. I'm in fear of my life, and all nothing happened except a couple of objects got moved. And I mean barely, really slow, because my angels, Lilly and mine's angels that are over there, that's their waters.
Mm.
And, I don't mean to sound so domineering over them, because they have free will, but we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of my own angels I need to bring back too. Something happened a long time ago. Anyway, there's a little piece of the original first being male. Had a lot of gold energy, and it grabbed like 250,000 of Lily and mine's angels and brought them to attack me. He kept saying he's in the body. It's 11:11. Lily just brought that to my attention. 11:11 a.m. So anyway, wow. We're literally hanging on the edge, just waiting for the exact proper moment. Okay, I was talking about my angels, and before that, what was it?
Lee.
Oh yeah, with Lee. So the angels are doing exactly like I told him, and then the last two video titles were just ridiculous. And the three beings that he's the shadow beings, that there's three of them up there at the window. It's a shadow.
Oh, is that all it is?
Yeah, that's all it is. And then at the in this other last video, and what he used for the caption, he's standing there with his arms straight out, and he thinks he's the great in control of the devil and everything. He's lost. He stood there with his arms out, and he says, "Okay, can you touch my hands? Make me feel your presence. Show me your strength, And he says, "I demand you do whatever." And then he says, "I command you."
Mm.
And I just looked at his head and his thoughts, and I'm like, disgusting.
It sounds like he's not ready.
Well, it doesn't matter, because he's going to be made ready. That's enough of his nonsense.
Yeah.
He has no choice in the matter.
Okay.
I'll be nice about it, but he's going to get pushed around. And when he calls for Michael's with me right now. He and I he's just right here with me all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's going to say, command, whatever, not command, Michael, help me with your sword against the wrath, and blah, blah, all this other crap. And Michael just makes the body right next to us. I mean, right next to me, and it's the two of us. He'll be confused. I'll take him for a ride and just show him.
Yeah.
Except for people that are doing the wrong thing, abusing others. There's free will other than that. Actual, finally, for the first time, free will. And when he sees it for himself, he'll know it's real.
Mm-hmm.
He'll know for himself what he's seeing is real.
Mm.
And then when that happens, then he'll be like, damn. And I tried to give him some insight about things. And Lily's been softening him up too.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever, that's it's just going to happen. Something about your library in this big house. You have books from everywhere. There's books from other planets, ancient ET civilizations. When I say ancient, I mean like a trillion generations.
Wow.
Oh, remember,
Awesome.
Earth is young.
Oh yeah, I know. We're a young planet in a young solar system on the young edge of a young galaxy.
Oh, right. Now this I've been waiting to say. Billy just reminded me. I was so hard to move. My calluses and everything are so thick on my feet. I haven't worn shoes. I don't know how long because I can't.
Yeah.
Can you see this right here?
The blue?
Do you know the glass jar?
Yeah.
It's what you call it?
Kyanite.
Yeah, blue kyanite.
Yeah.
So this was right here, and you can tell if this thing fell, it's coming off and hitting the floor.
Oh yeah.
So last night I got woken up with a bam crash, and I said, "What?" And I figured something was here raising hell. I'm getting ready to kill, and I stopped immediately, and it was me doing it. And I went to Lilly and I said, "Honey, what's going on? I don't want to hurt anything. I don't need to. That I'm not supposed to. That I shouldn't." And she said, "Help her." And I'm like, "Okay." So I came. It was just after 12 last night. So I came in here, turned everything on, and you know how messed up I am. Well, when I'm sleeping through the night, Lily was helping me wake up a little bit, but
yeah,
it's even worse.
Sure.
Right now it's better than normal, but then it was worse than normal. So I came in here, turned everything on. I was already feeling sweater or sweeter.
Sweater.
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 Sweater. And she was saying, "Help! I need you to help me now." And I said, "Okay, honey, just a minute." And then I woke up, and I woke up. The computer, everything was going. It was, you set everything up. It takes a second for it to go. And I went and looked at her, and then I put a orb around her and collapsed it and killed around her, moved it away from her, and then killed everything in it. She had a ton of crap on her, especially one female, Fame in Essence, that was really abusive. And I looked at her, and she looked at me, and she said, "You have no right, blah, blah, blah," boom, gone.
The usual.
Yeah, I don't talk to him,
No.
It's like burping and then trying to talk to the burp. It makes no sense,
Yeah.
If you do something like that, you have to wonder about yourself. Not that I've ever done that before. Excuse me. Oh, that really cranks up the loopy. Okay. So, and she said, "Thank you. They've been attacking me." And I told her, before I had called her up, I told her, I said, "Honey, just come in there and touch my head or something, my hair or something, to wake me up when I'm in the chair, and just say, Papa, whatever, help me. Please help me. And I'll know right away that I need to listen to you and take care of what's bothering you."
Yeah.
I just said I could do it quicker if you hit me when I was in the chair, so to speak, Right now, how I'm kind of cleaning my eyes. Well, I talked with her last night, and it was so long, and I couldn't hardly get a word out. That Lily started making my eyes itch so bad I couldn't stop scratching them, and then I saw her doing it, and I said, "All right, well, I definitely got to go now." But she had stuff bugging her.
And this was last night, because didn't Sweater have an original protector a few nights ago or a few days ago?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, you mentioned 2 days ago that you had to kill a protector, an original being protector.
Oh yeah, Sweater. No, that I remember, and I killed the crap out of it. Yeah, it was original first being protector that was attacking her.
Yeah, so she's getting.
And this time it wasn't as bad, but it still.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even though I have stuff over there to help her, and she asked the same question. She said, why all
Mm.
the good stuff on the other side is so powerful? Why don't they, protect us and kill the other stuff? And that's because there's since the time I came into being, which is before everyone, almost every single one else,
Mm.
uh, I was the only one
Yeah.
that could kill anything. So that leaves the big door wide open. So other stuff will push stuff away, but when it gets near it, they can push, but they can't just kill it.
Mm.
And all that's about to change, and it'll be known um, that people have to keep from being abused, but at the same time, I'll be home and staying home, and I'll be killing the stuff. The field goes through every bit of them too.
Mm.
When they start to think something, I'm already aware of it, and I can also see into the future much farther than anything else. So, that all happens through the field, and that's just like a strong aura coming off my own self,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, so that's why a lot of them can't just go kill stuff, and it's harder for them to protect. But
Yeah.
that we're days away from, if that long, from me being gone. Um, but it was I was in bed and I heard the blam blam, blam, and I'm like, all right, somebody knocked something off the shelf, and I was getting ready to go kill her, and Lily said, just help her, and I'm like, okay, thanks, honey. And I came over here, and that blue thing,
Mm.
it was just knocked over, and it stayed right here. I mean, there was this much room between the
Yeah.
bottle and
Yeah.
so it was controlled.
Happy ending then. Happy ending.
Yeah. Then I finally got back in bed, and I don't know how I got out tonight, this
Mm.
morning,
Mm.
out of my chair, but it was all Lily. Um, um, you're gonna have some talks from time to time in your library. It's multiple floors.
Well,
It's like an opening. It's like three floors.
yeah.
One's a little lower. One's main floor. One's a little bit above. You got like a spiraling type staircase.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's like a spiral, but it's not one of those loopy loops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although you have them in there too. Uh, it's a nice place. Um, but some of the hybrid folk that are with you, work with you, they set things up
Hmm.
where you can have meetings and stuff in your house.
That's
And
important. Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes you'll be cruising in your car, and when he rolls, it's lots of times you're involved putting stuff together. So one of the hybrids drives,
Sure. Yeah.
and,
That's
and
fine.
then you look up in the mirror, and through the video of the mirror, you can see an angel in the back with you. And a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, some of them are going to be showing wings, feathered wings. So people understand right away. And then as soon as you look and see them, there's already a camera that's looking right into the back seat.
Mm.
So on the video, you'll be talking, and then you look up in the video, look up in the rear view, and then you see them in the back, and then the video changes to where they have direct look at them,
Cool.
and then later on they might take off again. All kinds of stuff's going to happen for people to try to understand.
But the lack of communication is always the issue because I won't understand what they want me to know.
They'll just tell you. Everyone's going to get a whole lot stronger.
Okay. Okay.
I just got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Remember what I've always said about the field? The field is the wave that when somebody wants to go see something or talk or something, that it's like they're on a surfboard, and then I create the wave, and then they ride the wave.
Hmm.
So, but the ocean's about to get almost like a thick as jelly, you know, but flows.
Or thick custard.
Yeah. Not all the angels that I bring back in about 2 1/4, 2 1/5 years. are going to be with you, but a lot of them are going to come in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be times, especially at large events, where they pop in and out. So it's people are going to understand the truth.
Will they be able to use a spirit box like Lee uses?
Yeah, but the angels aren't going to talk to it.
Okay.
Because remember, angels, unless they're make a physical body, they don't talk.
Right. Okay. Even with a spirit box.
I can communicate with them.
Yeah.
But it's telepathy, and I'm very strong, and I'm Father. So, and because they come from me and
Yeah.
Lilly. So
Yeah.
there's that immediate connection.
Yes.
But they don't have to talk. People see that, and the angel will reach up and grab something, or hand you something from the back and say thank you, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're gone. And they're like, and there's big white wings and everything. Not all the time, but lots of
Yeah.
times. People are going to be, what the hell? You're going to have hundreds of millions of people connecting, and it increases. But at the same time, the number is higher than you think, because by the time it starts, 40% of everyone on the planet is already gone.
So the proportion is higher. Yeah.
Yeah, the percentage of who's there is much higher than the number reveals.
Yes.
Everyone's going to have folks. Before Brett knows it, he's going to have over 1 million people becoming more and more aware of him, and he's not going to be able to do his initial thing of transporting supplies and stuff around, but he needs to do that so he's more aware of what planets, where, what beings, and he's going to have videos of it.
Mm-hmm.
And even Alex's Hope, he's going to be working with, because of what was done to him, he's still going to be anti-J, but that's fine. He's going to be working with Arae, doing stuff.
Okay.
So he's got his own little thing, but he was never really set up to do what he's going to do, what he initially was going to do.
Mm.
I didn't say that right.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
He was in it over his head.
Yeah.
And this is a one-time max out thing.
Mm.
So what he was going to do, now there's a good few hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
Probably around 9 or 10 now, and with others working as additional assistants, bringing these movie stars in there. But he's going to be dealing with some of them personally. So, that way he gets some of what I promised, but not as much. But then again, if you're given too much in what you can handle, you can't enjoy any of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I wasn't aware of it. A lot of people, they understand over the years the abilities that I have, but it's natural to expect more. When you find someone that's got abilities, or people talk about Almighty God, whatever, they expect all these big things because it's always been a lie that that's the case.
Mm.
So a lot of people say, I tell you this, Jay, and I know you already know it. And I'm like, don't go there, because I don't know everything. I can't, I see everything through the field, and I have to ignore 99.999% of it.
Sure.
I have to pick out the food on the plate that I want to deal with.
Mm.
Unless it's a pizza, then that sucker's gone. As long as there's no fish on it. So I thank them for their, kind thoughts, but we're all family.
Mm.
There's no one better than anyone else. We're all, the fact that we exist and we're non-abusive, we're all equal. Wow. You won't remember this until it happens, but you're on some kind of device in the ocean. It's like a ET surfboard. It's wider, not very long, but longer, at least as long as a regular surfboard now, a little bit longer. but it maintains its stability, and you're riding the waves into the water.
Wow.
It's kind of neat. It's like one of those hydrofoil things where the board's above the water.
Mm.
But in this case, it touches the water, but it's all controlled by creating its own gravity field.
So it's more like a hoverboard if it's extremely stable.
It's a hoverboard, but it touches the water.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Your feet get wet, but then it also keeps you glued to the board until you want to bail out. But you can actually ride it right up to the surf, and then at that point, it keeps itself elevated above the sand.
Yeah.
So you can actually cruise about whatever you need to. 24 feet is what I'm told. Because by the time you travel up the actual solid beach 24 feet, you'll be near your blanket or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone's going to enjoy that. I saw one time Brett's in his truck that he's getting. It's a not big monster truck, but it's like a monster of a truck. It's got some big tires and it's elevated, but I mean bigger than stock. I don't mean huge. So he's got a step that he gets on to get into it, but it's not as high as it's like a slightly elevated dually. It's not like getting into a commercial truck.
Yeah.
And he's cruising along, and I just pop in, make a body right next to him, and he goes, I said, "What's going on, man?" He starts laughing. He's going around a little bit, and then I just take off. All kinds of things are going to happen. I want everyone. It's not that I need to tell them or ask them to. I know everyone's going to have fun. But that's really important. You're at your little apartment, like beach house or condo, like beach house that all y'all have on what's now called Main Abaco. And there's a lady, a nice lady, kind of serious, with black hair that you're talking to when you come in from the beach, and then you go into your room and change. And I said, "Who's this woman?" She's one of the hybrids that takes care of the people's cabanas. There's a few of them that do. She's nice, very serious, very intelligent, and pursues her daily duties. Very smart. You'll be very much at ease with her. So will Ava, I think. I believe that's her name, but we'll find out.
Susanna thought it might be Carla.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Ava might be a kid name. It might be.
Yeah.
That's in there somewhere, but I never hold on to that.
Carla with a K, Susanna was seeing.
I'm seeing someone. I think it's her younger sister.
Okay.
And I think it's a Carla. I see a Carla with a C, but that doesn't mean that's how it's spelled, because Lilly just said it's a K.
Yeah, the Swedes use K more than C.
Yeah, Lilly just said it's K. It's a younger sister.
Okay, so somehow
who's good, but she's a little aggressive about things. She's got some of that black energy coming out because it's other frequencies that are condensed.
Yeah.
She's upset with the way things are, and she's not happy with Sweden, and she can't stand Switzerland, Germany. The governments.
So this is
right now she's got that anger, which shows me that, but she's got some nice lighter type green energy from the heart.
So for some reason, Susanna was drawn to the younger sister because of that anger, maybe because whatever.
She was kind of like when someone goes down the slide, they're moving in a certain direction, but they're not really in control.
Yeah.
She was sent there by Lilly to see her, to bring her up, to eventually get to you from me.
Sorry.
She was.
Who gets it?
Oh, wow. My personal Lily went to Susanna and showed her when she was trying to look at Ava.
Ava, yeah.
She was slid instead. She was trying to go to Ava, but she was changed. Her direction was changed. It's like when you're driving on the road, you're not in control.
Yeah.
And then she noticed her, and then she told you, and then you would bring it up to me, and then I was to tell you. Carla's going to she'll be doing a lot of the same stuff, but kind of on her own. But she'll be intermingling from time to time. She has a more severe aversion to religion.
Okay.
But once she's been once she's spent enough time with you, she'll understand what you're doing and realize how very important it is. But still, it's just she's got her own thing she's wanting to do. She's going to be getting involved more too with rocks and like cards, like tarot cards and stuff like that. But helping people understand how to use their heart to feel the emotions of others, that you can see it with your eyes, but your heart is what makes the final decision of yes, that's true or it's not.
So your personal Lily wanted to give me a heads up through you about the younger sister. Okay, that makes sense.
She wanted you to know what's coming. She's cool. I mean, she's not going to be negative towards you. It's just like as soon as she hears, about you being related to religion, which was imperative.
It was
imperative. And then she finally does calm down. So at first, when you meet, she's not going to. She probably won't. No, she's probably not going to be as receptive as she's going to become.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm having trouble.
No, I understand now. Thank you. That's really good then. That's good news.
Oh, it's real good, and she's great. As soon as she relaxes herself around you, you'll see her just really become herself. All that hazy black energy, it's all the other frequencies condensed. It's like those black blotches people see. That's really cool light spirit guides that are condensing her energy, and that's what it looks like. They do that just so people can see them, but with her, it's just like a constant because she's fed up. She's fed up with the way things are. She's Feyman, a good bit more human than Fey, but she really relates with the Fey. In the back of her spirit right now is telling me, I wish I was living in Fey right now and didn't have to deal with this stuff. And you hurt an animal in front of her, watch out. That black energy, I mean, you never would, but I mean.
No, I understand, yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody
I know what you
doing
mean.
that, it would be. She'd be rearing back and literally hit him. He'd punch him in the face. So it'll be interesting to handle, but remember, the more the wave moves, the more it calms down, the more it levels out.
Yeah.
And then she'll appreciate it. And she said, good, somebody has to help them with this mess. It won't take long, a couple of weeks. But she doesn't see a lot because she's already, grown up doing her own thing. But she keeps looking at her side. How about that? And it just gets better. So, and that helps you just kind of smile every time she's there. And God, that's weird the way he smiles. It's not like it's a sexual confrontation thing.
It's more like a knowing smile.
Something that she doesn't know.
Exactly, a knowing smile. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then Ava tells her,
Hmm.
that this is what he's doing. And she says, oh. And then she puts that, takes that info, that data, and puts it into her processing information. And she listens to you and says, huh.
Yeah.
Um, uh, there's times in different places where you're going to be talking with other folks from other planets, folks from Aaron's ship,
Hmm.
uh, folks inside the religious industry, just to call it something. Um, and it's almost always at one of your houses. It happens a pretty good bit in your condo on,
Abaco? Hmm.
yeah. Because if you look at the right side of the eastern side of Abaco, even though Abaco's on a little bit of a slant going north south, the water's really deep there.
Yes.
So ships literally come right up and they just beam them right in there. And people from time to time will see folks come in, even religious folks from other planets.
Okay.
Okay, so they're gonna, and a lot of them, like the ones I've talked to. When I talked to my buddy Van, that was at uh, was sent to Barnes and Nobles.
Hmm.
Barnes and Nobles,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, to meet with me. Almost right away, he said, Jay, our group, we have it together. He's talking about hybrids, but in his mind, he was accentuating Palladians.
Yeah.
So we know the right religion is Jewish, and I'm like, whoa. I just shook my head, and he was like amazed, like, what? For all their technology and their ability to use the metaphysical abilities better than most of us here on the planet, um, they were always kept from knowing what's on the other side,
Hmm.
how things really were, because that there would be a revolt in the physical realm.
Yes.
So that was never allowed to happen. I feel so sorry for all the angels, everything they've gone through, and I can't wait to fix them and bring them back and fix them.
Hmm.
Excuse me. I guess it's fix them and bring them back because it's in that order. Take away all the abuse and the concern for it and everything, and let them just be themselves,
Hmm.
and leave them with the connotation that nothing is to be abused, and that's part of the law that I made, in the beginning. The original ones brought it up, and I said, "Yeah, that works." And I made it. They said it. I made the statement.
Hmm.
Then I stayed on top of that the whole time, ever since the very beginning.
Yeah.
You don't kill anything else. That's my job. One person deals with it.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and I got the new ETs. Told you about that. So there'll be times when the cameras and everything, you have three assistants that just work on that, and you'll be sitting there. You have a drink in your hand. Really citrus, you know, drinking. You drink it in like a sometimes a martini glass, sometimes in a big, passion drink, nice glass, and then well, they're behind you showing you looking at the ocean in a nice relaxing chair. all of a sudden, boom, this guy materializes and walks right up, and then you read. So
that might take some getting used to.
yeah, only one time.
Yeah.
That's all it takes you. I'm watching. Oh yeah, something else that's important. I need to try to remember to tell Walker. I have to get a hold of him in a minute. Oh, wait a minute, just a second, please.
Mm-hmm.
I had to talk with Deanna for a second. Message, I mean. Okay. Being pushed now. Oh yeah. If someone's already source, or if someone's essence and very strong, uh, when the souls and everything have always gone to different planets and made their own bodies, like the half and halves here, the centaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Now that doesn't mean essence hasn't done it or source hasn't done it. They have. um, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, okay. Uh, but so many people have had these dreams of being telekinetic while they're in a body and that they will be doing stuff. And no, that's all a lie. However, if someone's strong essence or if um, if their source, when they make their own body, when they go to a planet and they actually make their own body, then they've been telekinetic.
Okay.
Other than that, it's never happened. It's just 80 plus 84% of the time that it happens is when they're told in dreams that they will be. It's just more lies to frustrate people. And okay, I gotta go. I gotta get with Deanna real quick, and that was the last thing I needed to give you.
Thank you.
If you would send it out, and please tell Walker to go ahead and put it on the internet. Okay, as long as you're with it.
This can go on the internet then.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you're comfortable with it, let's do that. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Because a lot of it's an extra tool I'll have to send people to it so that they can find out for themselves. Otherwise, I'll tell them through the field. But it's easier to do it just sending it somewhere.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
I can do things that nobody can understand, not even me in the body. I realize this, but at the same time, the easier it is, the more I can do.
Yeah.
All right, big guy. We'll see you soon.
Good one. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.